Over the past week, I've had a truly amazing experience. Actually, amazing might not even be the right word. It's been nothing short of miraculous. The dramatic changes I've witnessed in my own body. What did I do? Every morning, on an empty stomach, I drank just 1 cup of ginger tea with a special ingredient. In just 7 days, here's what happened to my body. First, the swelling in my hands and feet that I'd wake up with every morning completely disappeared. Second, the chronic indigestion and bloating that had been plaguing me vanished entirely. Third, and this was the most surprising part, the belly fat I'd struggled with for over 10 years started noticeably decreasing. Sounds unbelievable, right? I didn't believe it at first either, but the person staring back at me in the mirror had definitely changed. My pants felt loose around the waist, my facial contours looked sharper, and most importantly, I felt genuinely lighter. What I'm sharing with you today isn't some folk remedy or hearsay. This is a scientifically validated method backed by the latest medical research from 2024 to 2026. Especially for those over 40, when metabolism slows down, inflammation levels rise, and belly fat starts accumulating. For those who can't lose weight, no matter how much you exercise, who feel tired no matter how much you sleep, this 1 cup of tea could completely transform your health. I'm about to reveal the complete miracle ginger tea recipe I personally experienced. Get ready to take notes, and please stay focused until the end. My health journey before ginger tea. Truth be told, like many people, I used to not pay much attention to my health while chasing after life's demands. In my busy daily routine, just getting through, each day felt overwhelming. I'd skip breakfast regularly, grab quick lunches, and overeat at dinner. The typical office worker's lifestyle. Then one day, looking in the mirror, I was shocked. At some point, my face had become dull, and lifeless dark circles had settled under my eyes. And worst of all, my belly was, well, ridiculously protruding. I thought about starting to exercise. I actually signed up for a gym, but I quit before completing 3 days. My body felt too heavy to even muster the motivation to work out. And the biggest problem was chronic inflammation. Every time I got a health checkup, the doctor would say, "Your inflammation markers are high. You need to improve your lifestyle habits." But it was vague exactly what I needed to do and how. I understood what inflammation was and why it was dangerous, but I didn't know where to start. Chronic inflammation is truly deadly to our bodies. Cancer, diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease. It's no exaggeration to say that almost all chronic diseases affecting modern people start with this chronic inflammation. I lived like this for about 5 years. For 5 years, my body was slowly breaking down. I'd wake up feeling heavy. Extreme fatigue would hit me by afternoon. Digestion was always uncomfortable, and I alternated between constipation and diarrhea. Then one day, I happened to watch a health documentary. The program was covering anti-inflammatory foods, and ginger's benefits particularly caught my eye. A Japanese medical doctor appeared on the show and said, "Ginger is nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory food given to humans, but most people don't know how to utilize ginger properly." Hearing those words, I felt something ignite in my heart. Okay, let's try it. What could change? With that thought, I put it into practice that very day. The power of ginger. Understanding the science. Now, let me talk about ginger in earnest. When you think of ginger, what comes to mind? Ginger tea when you have a cold? A seasoning to eliminate fishy smells? Or pickled ginger at sushi restaurants? That's right. We think of ginger as merely a supplementary ingredient, but ginger is much more than that. There's a reason it's been called a cure-all in Eastern medicine for thousands of years. Key components: gingerol and shogaol. Ginger's core components are 2 main substances, gingerol and shogaol. Gingerol is the main component that gives ginger its spicy taste. What happens when this gingerol enters our body? According to a 2023 study published by researchers at the University of Georgia, gingerol inhibits an enzyme called COX-2 in our body. This COX-2 enzyme is the main culprit, causing inflammation. Simply put, Gingerol does the same job as the over-the-counter anti-inflammatory drug ibuprofen, but with natural ingredients, not chemicals. Even more amazing is gingerol's antioxidant effect. As we age, a substance called free radicals accumulates in our body. These free radicals attack cells, causing aging and disease. And gingerol neutralizes these free radicals. Looking at experimental results from Seoul National University Medical School's research team in 2024, the group that consistently consumed gingerol for 8 weeks showed blood antioxidant levels 47% higher than the control group. Shogaol. Shogaol is a component created when gingerol transforms as ginger is dried or heated. This shogaol is truly ginger's real power. Shogaol's biggest benefit is fat burning. In 2025, a research team from Kyoto University in Japan conducted an experiment with 120 obese patients. One group consumed dried ginger extract rich in shogaol, while the other group received a placebo for 12 weeks. The results were shocking. The group consuming shogaol achieved an average weight loss of 3.2 kilograms, with visceral fat particularly decreasing by an average of 18%. Meanwhile, the placebo group showed almost no change. Why did this happen? Shogaol activates our body's brown fat cells. Brown fat cells are special cells that burn fat to maintain body temperature. They're typically abundant in newborns and decrease to less than 1% in adults. But shogaol reawakens these brown fat cells. Additionally, shogaol promotes serotonin secretion. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter called the happiness hormone. When it's secreted, stress decreases and binge eating impulses reduce. The perfect recipe. Maximizing ginger's benefits. Now here's an important question. Can't I just slice ginger and boil it in water? Of course, that's not bad. But you'll only get half the effect, or maybe only a third. Why? Because there's a specific method to extract ginger's active ingredients to the maximum. Rule number 1. Always use dried ginger. As I mentioned, drying ginger converts gingerol to shogaol. The shogaol content varies depending on how long and at what temperature the ginger was dried. According to 2024 experimental results from the Korea Food Research Institute, ginger dried at 60 degrees for 24 hours had the highest shogaol content. But it's difficult to dry so precisely at home. So here's my recommended method. Slice ginger thinly and dry it in sunlight for 3 to 4 days. It doesn't need to be completely dried. It's enough when the surface becomes slightly wrinkled. In current weather, you can dry it indoors too. Just spread it out in a well-ventilated area. If that's too cumbersome, you can buy dried ginger from stores. However, I recommend domestic over Chinese products. There's definitely a quality difference. Rule number 2. Don't just boil ginger. Add these ingredients. Always add cinnamon and lemon. Why cinnamon? Cinnamon has excellent blood sugar control ability. It prevents blood sugar from spiking when drinking tea on an empty stomach. According to a 2025 study in the American Diabetes Association journal, diabetic patients who consumed 1 gram of cinnamon daily for 12 weeks saw their fasting blood sugar decrease by an average of 24 milligrams deciliter. Cinnamon's cinnamaldehyde component amplifies ginger's anti-inflammatory effect. Simply put, 11 becomes 3. Why lemon? The reason is simple. Vitamin C helps ginger's antioxidant components stay longer in our body. Antioxidants are often quickly expelled even after being absorbed into the body. But with vitamin C present, these antioxidants are held tightly inside cells, acting like glue. Also, lemon's tartness makes the ginger tea taste much smoother and refreshing. If you find ginger tea too spicy or heavy, adding lemon makes it much easier to drink. Rule number 3. Water temperature and steeping time matter. Boiling ginger at too high a temperature for too long destroys active ingredients. Vitamins and enzyme components are especially heat sensitive, so you shouldn't boil them at over 100 degrees C. My recommended method. Add 10 grams dried ginger and 1 cinnamon stick to 500 milliliters water. Simmer gently over low heat for 15 minutes. Keep water from boiling vigorously. A gentle simmer is perfect. After 15 minutes, turn off heat and add 1.4 sliced lemon. Cover and steep for 5 more minutes. This extracts ginger's gingerol and shogaol, cinnamon's cinnamaldehyde, and lemon's vitamin C in perfect harmony. Rule number 4. Use honey instead of sugar. But there's a caution here. Don't add honey directly to hot tea. Honey's enzyme components are destroyed above 60 degrees. Add honey when the tea is cooled to 40-50 C. Honey's enzymes aid digestion and help better absorb ginger's components. My perfect recipe serves one. Ingredients: dried ginger slices, 10 to 12 grams, about 10 pieces. Cinnamon stick, 1 piece, about 5 centimeters length, or 1.2 teaspoons cinnamon powder. Lemon, 1/4. Water, 500 milliliters. Honey, 1 tablespoon, option. Instructions. Step 1. Prepare ginger. Prepare dried ginger slices in advance. If using fresh ginger, wash thoroughly with skin on, slice thinly, then toast in a pan over low heat for about 5 minutes. This increases shogal content. Step 2. Boil with cinnamon. Pour 500 milliliters water into a pot and add dried ginger and cinnamon stick. When water starts boiling over medium heat, reduce to low. Cover and simmer gently for 15 minutes. Important point: water shouldn't boil vigorously. Maintain a gentle simmer. Temperature-wise, 85-90 degrees Celsius is ideal. After 15 minutes, the water will have turned a deep golden color. Ginger and cinnamon's active ingredients have been fully extracted. Step 3. Add lemon. Turn off heat and add thinly sliced 1/4 lemon. Don't slice lemon too thick, or it will taste bitter. Cover again and steep for 5 more minutes. During this process, lemon's vitamin C and aromatic components infuse into the tea. Step 4. Strain and cool. Strain out solids using a sieve or strainer and pour into cup. You can drink it as is, but if you want to add honey, cool to 40-50 C first. Then add 1 tablespoon honey and stir. Done. How to drink it. The most important thing is when to drink it. I drank it every morning on an empty stomach, right after waking up, washing my face, and brushing my teeth, before eating anything. I slowly drank this cup of ginger tea. Why is an empty stomach best? Because our body's absorption rate is highest when fasting. When ginger's active ingredients enter an empty stomach, they quickly move to the small intestine and are absorbed. Also, drinking warm tea on an empty stomach awakens the stomach and activates bowel movements. If you have trouble using the bathroom in the morning, this ginger tea will really help. However, if you have a weak stomach, gastritis, or stomach ulcers, drinking on an empty stomach might cause discomfort. For such people, I recommend drinking after a light breakfast. Drinking speed also matters. Don't gulp it down hastily. Sip and savor it over 10-15 minutes. This reduces strain on your stomach and lets you properly enjoy the tea's aroma and taste. Temperature should be not too hot. Around 50-60 degrees Celsius is appropriate. Too hot can burden the esophagus. Too lukewarm reduces effectiveness. My 7-day transformation. Now for the most important part. Let me detail the changes I experienced drinking this ginger tea for 7 days. Day 1. December 23, 2024. Monday. Honestly, I didn't feel much change the first. However, right after drinking the ginger tea, I definitely felt my body warming up. For someone like me, with usually cold hands and feet, this alone was a welcome change. Around 9 a.m., about 30 minutes after finishing the ginger tea, I felt the urge to use the bathroom. Usually having a bowel movement in the morning was difficult. But that day it happened naturally, and surprisingly, the stool quality was much better than usual. During the morning, while working as usual, my desire for coffee decreased. Normally, I drink 2 Americanos in the morning, but that day I only had 1 and didn't feel drowsy. The drowsiness after lunch was also less than usual. I thought, is this the ginger tea effect? But felt it was too early to judge from just 1 day. Day 2. December 24, Tuesday. The first thing I noticed upon waking was feeling light. Usually, even when my alarm went off, getting out of bed was hard, but that day I could get up relatively easily. Looking in the mirror, facial swelling seemed slightly reduced. I wasn't certain, but my face lines seemed sharper than the day before. After drinking ginger tea, I naturally used the bathroom again. I thought it would be great if this became a habit. What was particularly different that day was around 3 p.m. Usually at this time, I'd suffer from extreme drowsiness and indigestion. But that day, those symptoms were almost absent. My stomach felt comfortable, even after lunch, and I wasn't very sleepy. That evening at home, I stepped on the scale. I'd lost about 0.3 kilograms. This is probably just margin of error, I thought, but still felt good. Day 3. December 25th, Wednesday. By day 3, I definitely started feeling bodily changes. When I woke up, my mouth felt fresh. Usually after sleeping, my mouth would taste bitter and heavy. But that day there was almost no such feeling. It was a sign that digestion was improving. About 30 minutes after drinking ginger tea, I felt a slight sweat all over my body. This was evidence that fat was burning. My metabolism had become active. What was most surprising that day was my skin. A colleague asked, "Has your face gotten brighter lately?" Looking in the bathroom mirror, my skin tone definitely seemed brighter. Dark circles also seemed lighter. At lunch, even though I ate less than usual, I wasn't hungry. Whether the ginger tea was providing satiety or my metabolism had improved, my appetite seemed naturally controlled. Weighing myself that evening, I'd lost another 0.4 kilograms from the day before. Total 0.7 kilograms lost in 3 days. I started feeling certain this isn't a coincidence. Day 4. December 26, Thursday. From day 4, drinking ginger tea became completely habitual. When I woke up, I'd naturally think of ginger tea first. The biggest change that day was my energy level. Usually by afternoon, I'd be so tired I couldn't focus on work. But that day, my concentration lasted until 5 p.m. Colleagues suggested dinner, and normally I would have overeaten and drunk alcohol. But that day I ate moderately and barely drank. I was surprised at myself. Somehow, as my body became healthier, I naturally made healthier choices. Coming home and taking off my pants, the waist area felt loose. Could it be? I stood in front of the mirror and looked at my belly. It definitely seemed flatter than before. Measuring, my waist had decreased by 2 centimeters in just 4 days. Day 5. December 27th, Friday. By day 5, changes were noticeable enough for people around me to recognize. When I arrived at work that morning, a department colleague asked, "Have you lost weight?" I didn't expect to show this much after only 5 days. After drinking ginger tea, checking my body condition, I noticed these changes. Warm hands and feet, good blood circulation, fast digestion, comfortable stomach, constipation completely resolved, moist, elastic skin, improved concentration, less stress accumulation, sound sleep at night. Especially the improved sleep quality was the biggest change. I used to wake up frequently, but since drinking ginger tea, I slept soundly until morning. My weight had now decreased by 1.2 kilograms from the start. Waist circumference reduced by 3 centimeters. Day 6. December 28, Saturday. Being the weekend, I enjoyed the ginger tea more leisurely. I took more time than weekdays to steep the tea and sat by the window, slowly savoring it. That day I met a friend who was shocked. "Hey, what's going on? Why does your face look so good? Did you start dating someone?" I laughed and told them about the ginger tea. The friend was skeptical, but took notes on the recipe. In the afternoon, I went for a light walk and felt much lighter than usual, less breathless. Legs hurt less. Even after walking 30 minutes, I wasn't tired at all. That evening, dining out with family, normally I would have eaten my fill. But that day I naturally wanted to eat moderately, and I actually put down my spoon after eating about 80% full. Day 7. December 29, Sunday. Finally, the 7th day. Waking up in the morning, I stood in front of a full-length mirror. I wanted to compare my appearance from a week ago. The changes were clear. Face dull skin had regained vitality. Dark circles were definitely lighter. Facial contours more defined. Body. My belly had definitely gone down. Before, even wearing clothes, my belly was noticeable. But now it looked much more natural. Stepping on the scale, I could hardly believe it. I'd lost 2.1 kilograms from when I started. Waist circumference decreased by a total of 4.5 centimeters. But more important than the numbers was how my body felt. I was full of vitality. I wanted to do many things. Getting up in the morning wasn't difficult. Energy overflowed all day. What was most surprising was my inflammation markers. Actually, On day 5, I went to the hospital for a simple blood test, and a week later, that day, I went to get the results. The doctor looked at the results, and his eyes widened. Huh? Your inflammation markers have improved a lot. Did you do something special? CRP, C-reactive protein, levels dropped from 3.2 to 1.1. ESR, erythrocyte sedimentation rate, also decreased from 28 to 15. They'd returned to normal range. Could such changes be possible in just 1 week? I was amazed too. When I told the doctor about the ginger tea, he nodded and said, "Ginger's anti-inflammatory. Effects are medically recognized. It would be good to continue drinking it." The science behind the miracle. So why did these miraculous changes occur in my body? Let me explain the scientific mechanisms one by one. 1. Inflammation reduction mechanism. As mentioned earlier, ginger's gingerol and Shogol inhibit the COX-2 enzyme. What does this mean? When inflammation occurs in our body, an enzyme called COX-2 is produced. This enzyme creates an inflammatory mediator called prostaglandin, which is the direct cause of pain and inflammation. Research shows ginger's gingerol inhibits this COX-2 enzyme activity by over 70%. Simply put, it blocks the source of inflammation. Additionally, ginger blocks the NF-kappa B inflammatory signaling pathway. This is a complex concept, but simply explained, our body's cells send an NF-kappa B emergency signal when detecting danger. Upon receiving this signal, inflammatory genes activate and mass produce inflammatory substances. The problem is that in chronic inflammation, this emergency signal keeps ringing even when there's no actual danger. Ginger's Shogol blocks this false emergency signal. It turns the inflammatory gene switch to off. Looking at a 2025 Seoul National University College of Pharmacy research team experiment, mice-administered Shogol showed inflammatory cytokine IL-6, TNF-alpha levels reduced by over 60% compared to those that weren't. In my case too, inflammation markers dropped rapidly through this exact mechanism. 2. Weight loss and visceral fat burning. This is what many people are most curious about. How can you lose 2 kilograms in just 1 week? 3 mechanisms are at work here. First, Shogol's brown fat activation effect. Our body has 2 types of fat: white fat and brown fat. White fat is what we commonly know as fat, the fat that accumulates in the belly, buttocks, and arms. This fat only stores energy. It doesn't consume it. Brown fat, on the other hand, is special. This fat burns fat to generate heat for maintaining body temperature, working like a boiler. The problem is that brown fat almost disappears in adulthood. While 5% of body weight in newborns is brown fat, it decreases to less than 1% in adults. But Shogol reactivates this brown fat. Looking at a 2024 Waseda University research team experiment in Japan, the group that consumed Shogol for 8 weeks showed brown fat activity around the neck and collarbone increased 2.3 times. When brown fat activates, calories burn even while resting. Daily basal metabolic rate increases by about 100-200 kilocalories. Second, body temperature increase, leading to increased metabolism. You've all experienced feeling warm after eating ginger, right? This isn't just a feeling. Body temperature actually rises. According to a 2025 Korea Institute of Sports Science experiment, body temperature increased an average of 0.3 degrees Celsius 30 minutes after consuming ginger extract. Research shows that when body temperature rises 1 degree, basal metabolic rate increases 12%. Even a 0.3 degree increase means about 3.6% increase. For someone with a daily basal metabolic rate of 1,500 kilocalories, 1 cup of ginger tea burns an additional 54 kilocalories. That's 378 kilocalories in a week, 1,620 kilocalories in a month. Third, improved insulin sensitivity. One of the biggest reasons we gain weight is insulin resistance. Insulin is the hormone that lowers blood sugar, but when obese or inactive, cells don't respond to insulin. Then the pancreas produces more insulin, and this excess insulin promotes fat storage. Ginger, especially when consumed with cinnamon, greatly improves insulin sensitivity. According to a 2024 study in the American Diabetes Association Journal, the group consuming ginger and cinnamon together showed insulin resistance index HOMA-IR improve by an average of 31% after 12 weeks. When insulin sensitivity improves, Even eating the same amount, less gets stored as fat, and already accumulated fat breaks down more easily. My 2.1 kilogram loss in 1 week was the result of these three mechanisms working simultaneously. Would you like me to continue with the rest of the translation? This is approximately the first third of the document. The remaining sections cover digestion improvement, detoxification, immune strengthening, customization tips, FAQs, testimonials, the 100-day challenge, and long-term results. Please let me know if you'd like the complete translation. 3. Digestive improvement and gut health. The change I felt most quickly after drinking ginger tea was digestion. This also has scientific basis. Ginger optimizes gastric emptying rate. Looking at 2023 research from King's College London, the group consuming ginger showed gastric emptying, time shortened by an average of 25%. When food stays in the stomach too long, problems like indigestion, abdominal bloating, and acid reflux occur. Ginger activates stomach movement, helping food move to the intestines at an appropriate speed. Additionally, ginger promotes digestive enzyme secretion in the mouth, saliva amylase, in the stomach, gastric acid and pepsin, in the pancreas, lipase and trypsin. These digestive enzymes break down food into pieces that can be absorbed. Research shows ginger's gingerol increases secretion of these digestive enzymes by 20–30%. More importantly, there's the effect on gut microbiome. According to a 2025 paper published by Stanford University research team, the group consuming ginger for 8 weeks showed a 38% increase in beneficial gut bacteria, lactobacillus bifidobacterium ratio. When gut microbiome is balanced, digestion improves, immunity increases, and even mood gets better. This is why the gut is called the second brain. 4. Detoxification and edema reduction. The reduction of swelling in my face, hands, and feet wasn't a coincidence either. Ginger has powerful diuretic action. Diuretic action means expelling bodily waste and excess water through urine. When too much salt accumulates in our body, water pools internally, causing edema. Ginger increases kidney blood flow, improving filtration function. As a result, waste and water are effectively expelled. Additionally, ginger helps lymphatic circulation. The lymphatic system is our body's sewage system. It collects waste from cells and sends it to veins. However, when lymphatic circulation slows due to lack of exercise, insufficient water intake, or wrong eating habits, edema occurs and toxins accumulate. Ginger's shogal promotes lymphatic vessel contraction, making lymph fluid flow smoothly. 5. Immune strengthening. When inflammation markers drop and gut health improves, immunity naturally increases. Did you know that 70% of our immune cells are in the gut? When the gut is healthy, immunity improves too. Ginger also directly increases immune cell activity. Looking at a 2024 experiment by Technical University of Munich research team in Germany, immune cells, NK cells, T cells, treated with ginger extract showed virus attacking ability increase more than 2-fold. Ginger is especially effective in preventing winter viral illnesses like colds and flu. Tips to maximize effects. So far, I've shared the basic recipe and its effects. Now I'll tell you additional tips to further maximize these effects. Tip 1. Choose organic domestic ginger. Since ginger is a root vegetable, it easily absorbs heavy metals or pesticides from soil, so it's best to use organically certified products. Especially Chinese ginger is cheap, but quality control is often uncertain. I recommend domestic organic ginger, even if slightly more expensive. When choosing ginger, check these points. Smooth, firm surface. No mold or black spots. Strong, fresh aroma. Has weight. Means adequate moisture content. Tip 2. How to store ginger. Fresh ginger stays fresh for 2 to 3 weeks stored in the refrigerator vegetable drawer. But if you want to store it longer, do this. Method 1. Freeze storage. Wash ginger thoroughly, wipe off moisture, wrap in plastic wrap, and store in freezer. When needed, take it out and grate while still frozen. Frozen ginger can be stored up to 6 months. Method 2. Slice and dry. Slice ginger thinly and dry in sunlight or food dehydrator. When completely dry, store in airtight container in cool place. Can be stored up to 1 year, and shogal content also increases. Method 3. Preserve in honey. Slice ginger thinly Put in glass jar and pour honey over. After aging for about a week, it becomes ginger syrup. Dissolve this in warm water to make ginger tea. Can be stored 6 months refrigerated. Tip 3. Great ingredients to add to ginger tea. Adding these ingredients to the basic recipe can further enhance effects. Turmeric. Turmeric's curcumin component synergizes with ginger's gingerol. Anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects are doubled. Add 1.2 teaspoon turmeric powder to 10 grams ginger. However, turmeric alone isn't absorbed well, so definitely add a pinch of black pepper. Pepper's piperine component increases curcumin absorption rate 20-fold. Garlic. Garlic's allicin component has excellent antiviral and antibacterial effects. Adding 1 crushed raw garlic clove to ginger tea is especially effective for boosting immunity. However, the taste is strong, so start with half a clove. Bellflower root. If you frequently have a sore throat or cough, add bellflower root. Boiling 5g to 10g bellflower root with ginger is good for respiratory health. Jujube. If your body is weak or you have signs of anemia, add 2-3 jujubes. It adds sweetness and replenishes energy. Sichuan pepper. If you have digestive problems, add 5-6 Sichuan peppercorns. It helps improve stomach function. Tip 4. Good lifestyle habits to combine with ginger tea. Drinking ginger tea alone won't make your health perfect. If you practice these habits together, effects will be much better. Drink on empty stomach. As already mentioned, absorption rate is highest when fasting. Drink slowly. Savor and drink over 10-15 minutes. Drinking hastily reduces effects by half. Appropriate temperature. Not too hot or cold. Around 50-60 degrees Celsius good. Be consistent. Drinking for just 1 or 2 days has no effect. You must drink consistently for at least 2 weeks, preferably a month or more. Drink plenty of water. Besides ginger tea, drink 1.5-2 liters of water daily. It helps expel waste. Light exercise. With metabolism activated by ginger tea, just 30 minutes of walking doubles fat-burning effects. Get enough sleep. No matter how good ginger tea is, it's useless if you don't sleep. Make sure to sleep 7-8 hours daily. Sleep is extremely important for health. Manage stress. Stress is the main culprit of chronic inflammation. Release stress through meditation, yoga, hobbies, etc. Tip 5. Customization by body type. From a traditional medicine perspective, each person has a different constitution. Adjusting ginger tea to match your constitution makes it more effective. Yang constitution, hot body type. Reduce ginger slightly, 5 grams to 7 grams. Double the lemon. Add peppermint or mint leaves. Yin constitution, cold body type. Increase ginger, 15 grams to 20 grams. Double the cinnamon. Add jujube. Greater yang constitution, large build. Sweats a lot. Use basic recipe as is. Good to add Job's tears or mung bean. Lesser yang. Constitution, thin, sensitive. Moderate ginger, 8 grams to 10 grams. Add jujube and honey. Adjust to not be too spicy. If you don't know your constitution, start with the basic recipe and adjust while observing your body's response. Tip 6. When not to drink. No matter how good ginger tea is, it's not suitable for everyone. Be careful or avoid in these cases. Acute stomach or duodenal ulcers can irritate wounded areas. Drink after ulcers heal. Bleeding disorders. Ginger promotes blood circulation, so bleeding may not stop before or after surgery. Similarly, there's bleeding risk, so stop 1 week before surgery. Early pregnancy. Some research suggests ginger may induce uterine contractions, safer to avoid in early pregnancy. Small amounts can be used for morning sickness relief, but consult a doctor. Taking blood pressure or diabetes medication. Ginger may amplify medication effects, making blood pressure or sugar too low. Must consult a doctor when you have high fever. Ginger raises body temperature, so avoid when you have high fever. Frequently asked questions. Here are the most common questions I received while sharing the ginger tea story with people around me. Question 1. How many cups per day can I drink? A 1-2 cups per day is appropriate. 1 cup on empty stomach in the morning, 1 cup after dinner and evening is sufficient. The recommended daily intake of ginger is about 10 grams to 20 grams based on ginger weight. Excessive consumption can cause gastrointestinal disorders, heartburn, diarrhea, etc. 2. Can I drink it instead of coffee? A. Yes, I actually recommend it. Coffee gives temporary alertness but creates caffeine dependency and makes afternoon fatigue worse. On the other hand, ginger tea naturally raises energy without caffeine, and the duration is longer. Of course, if you like coffee, you don't need to quit completely. Ginger tea in the morning, 1 cup of coffee after lunch is fine. 3. Can there be ginger allergies? A rare, but some people do have ginger allergies. W. Hen drinking for the first time. Start with a small amount and check your body's response. Allergy symptoms include hives, itching, lip swelling, difficulty breathing, etc. If these symptoms appear, stop immediately and go to the hospital. 4. What about ginger powder or ginger capsule? A convenient, but effects are inferior compared to tea brewed directly from fresh or dried ginger. Powder or capsules undergo much heat treatment during manufacturing, so some active ingredients can be destroyed. Also, additives may be included. If you're busy, you can use ginger tea bags. However, choose quality products. 5. Can children drink it? Children 5 and older can drink it. However, reduce the amount 1.3 to 1.2 of adult portion. Children may dislike ginger's spicy taste, so add more honey or lemon to make it milder. Kits. Can I store it refrigerated? A refrigerated storage itself is fine. However, drinking it cold reduces effects. Ginger's warming properties are maximized when drunk warm. If refrigerated, heat it before drinking. 7. Why do I sweat when drinking ginger tea? A. Because ginger's shogal component raises body temperature. This is a normal response, and actually a good sign that metabolism has become active. However, if you sweat too much and feel uncomfortable, reduce the amount of ginger or add more lemon to lower the temperature. Can I drink it during menstruation? A. Yes, it actually helps. Ginger is effective for menstrual pain relief. In a 2023 Tehran University of Medical Sciences study in Iran, when women with menstrual pain consumed ginger, pain decreased an average of 45%. However, if your menstrual flow is too heavy, be careful. Ginger promotes blood circulation, which may increase bleeding. Can I take it with medication? It depends on the type of medication. General cold medicine, headache medicine, etc. are no problem. Ginger may actually help medication efficacy. However, caution is needed with blood pressure medication, diabetes medication, anticoagulants, etc. Ginger may amplify medication effects. If taking medication, drink after consulting with a doctor or pharmacist. My weight loss is too slow? A. There are individual differences. I lost 2.1 kilograms in a week, but some people may only lose 0.5 kilograms. Weight loss is affected by many factors: current weight, age, gender, muscle mass, activity level, eating habits, sleep, stress, etc. What's important isn't the number, but are you getting healthier? Don't obsess over scale numbers. Look at overall health indicators like body feeling, energy level, skin condition, digestive state, etc. And you need to drink consistently for at least 2 to 4 weeks to see true effect. Real success stories. My story alone might not be enough, so let me share testimonials from other people I recommended this method to. Case 1. Ms. Kim, 54, female. Ms. Kim experienced rapid weight gain during menopause, especially abdominal obesity was severe, and she received metabolic syndrome warnings at every health checkup. Results after drinking ginger tea for 3 weeks. Weight decreased 4.2 kilograms. Waist circumference decreased 7 centimeters. Fasting blood sugar, 118, 102. Triglycerides, 220, 165. Hot flash symptoms improved. Ms. Kim's words: I was skeptical at first, but from the first week, I felt my body getting lighter. Especially the improvement in menopausal hot flashes was the best part. Now morning ginger tea has become my routine. Case 2. Mr. Lee, 38, male. Mr. Lee works in IT and suffered from chronic indigestion due to frequent overtime and irregular meals. He lived on stomach medicine. Results after drinking ginger tea for 2 weeks. Indigestion 80% improved. Constipation resolved. Sound sleep possible. Fatigue reduced. Stops taking stomach medicine. Mr. Lee's words: It was really amazing. I took stomach medicine for over 3 years, But in just 2 weeks of ginger tea, I could stop the medicine. My stomach feels comfortable in the morning, and I use the bathroom regularly. Now I keep ginger tea ingredients at the office and recommend it to colleagues too. Case 3. Park 62. Male. Mr. Park was in a pre-diabetic stage, requiring blood sugar management. The doctor tried to prescribe medication, but Mr. Park wanted to first try lifestyle improvements. Results after drinking ginger cinnamon tea for 4 weeks. Fasting blood sugar, 126, 108. HbA1c, 6.2%, 5.8%. Weight decreased 3.5 kilograms. Blood pressure also improved. Mr. Park's words. The doctor was shocked. He asked how blood sugar could drop this much without medication. I combined ginger tea with walking exercise, and there's definitely synergy. I don't think I'll need diabetes medication now. Case 4. Ms. Choi, 29, female. Ms. Choi had many concerns about acne and skin troubles due to chronic inflammation. She received dermatology treatment, but it kept recurring. Results after drinking ginger tea for 6 weeks. Facial acne reduced 70%. Skin tone improved. Atopy symptoms relieved. Weight decreased 2.8 kilograms. Ms. Choi's words, I spent hundreds of thousands of won on dermatology treatment, and it kept recurring. It was really stressful, but drinking ginger tea consistently really improved my skin. It feels like inflammation was resolved from the inside. Now I can wear light makeup. Case 5. Ms. Young, 47, female. Ms. Young had hypothyroidism with very slow metabolism. She'd gained weight from eating just a little, was always tired and cold. Results after drinking ginger tea for 8 weeks. Body temperature increased, 0.5 Celsius, 35.6, 36.1. Energy level improved. Hands and feet became worn. Weight decreased 5.1 kilograms. Ms. Young's words. Even taking thyroid medication, my hands and feet were always cold, and I was tired. But ginger tea really helped. As body temperature rose, overall body condition improved. Now my whole family drinks ginger tea. Looking at these cases, you can see ginger tea's effects aren't just weight loss. Digestion, inflammation, blood sugar, skin, body temperature, energy, overall health improves. Summary and final message. Dear everyone, thank you so much for listening this far. Let me briefly summarize what I've shared today. Core summary. Ginger's gingerol and shogaol have powerful anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and fat-burning effects. Ginger must be dried and combined with cinnamon and lemon for maximum effect. Best to drink warm, on empty stomach, every morning. Must drink consistently for at least 2 weeks to see true effects. Recipe can be adjusted according to constitution and purpose. Combining ginger tea with appropriate exercise, sufficient sleep, and stress management doubles effects. My final advice. Health isn't made overnight. Small habits repeated create health. 1 cup of ginger tea can't change your life, but the habit of taking care of your health every morning can definitely change your life. Through this ginger tea, I gained not just 2 kilograms weight loss, but a new perspective on health. I realized that health isn't given by hospitals. It's something you create yourself. Expensive supplements, costly treatments. Of course, they're sometimes necessary. But what you should do first is create these small habits. 1 cup of ginger tea every morning. That's enough. Will you start today too? If you have ginger at home, take out a pot right now. If you don't, stop by the market or supermarket on your way home from work and buy 1 ginger root. Tomorrow morning, invest just 10 minutes to make ginger tea and slowly, savoring it, listening to your body, drink it. Just try it for 1 week, exactly 1 week. After 1 week, check for yourself how your body has changed. You will definitely feel the change, and that change will lead you to a healthier life. I hope my story today has given you even a little inspiration. I'm not saying everything can be solved with just ginger tea, but what's certain is that ginger tea can be a good starting point for your health. A healthy day starts with a healthy morning, and a healthy morning can start with 1 warm cup of ginger tea. I wish you all health and happiness. This has been Health Story Information from Silver Information Plaza. I'll meet you again with more good health information. Thank you. Bonus information. Ginger tea. Ingredient purchase guide. Online shopping mall. Coupon. Market. Curly. Organic ginger. Cinnamon sticks. E-Mart Mall. Ginger syrup. Dried ginger. Today's herbal medicine. High-quality dried ginger. Offline. Local markets. Fresh ginger. 5,000 to 8,000 won per kilogram. E-Mart. Lotomart. Small packaged organic ginger. Herbal medicine shops. Dried ginger. Cinnamon. Best quality. Recommended brands. Ginger Anton ginger. Jeju ginger domestic. Cinnamon. Ceylon cinnamon. Sri Lankan. True cinnamon. Lemon. Organic lemon essential since using peel. Honey. Acacia honey. Wildflower honey. Domestic. Cost. 1 person, 1 month supply. About 20,000 won to 30,000 won. Daily cost. About 700 won. 1,000 won cheaper than a cup of coffee. Ginger tea, diary writing method. If you want to clearly understand effects, try keeping a simple diary. Items to record. Date. Time ginger tea was drunk. Body weight. Waist circumference. Today's condition. 1 minute of 10 points. Special notes. Bathroom, skin, sleep, etc. Measurement. Frequency. Body weight. Every morning, same time, after using bathroom. Waist circumference. Once a week. Blood test. Before starting, after 4 weeks. Scientific reference papers. For those curious about the scientific basis of what I shared today, here are the main papers. Ginger and Chronic Inflammation, 2023, Georgia University. Shogawell Effects on Brown Adipose Tissue, 2024, Kyoto University. Cinnamon and Insulin Sensitivity, 2024, American Diabetes Association. Ginger and Gut Microbiome, 2025, Stanford University. Anti-inflammatory effects of ginger compounds, 2025, Seoul National University. These papers can be searched on PubMed, Google Scholar, Community Guide. If you want to share experiences while drinking ginger tea, utilize these communities. Naver Cafe. Natural health methods. Natural remedies. Instagram hashtags. Hashtag ginger tea diet. Hashtag ginger tea benefits. YouTube. Ginger tea related videos. Medical consultation. If you need professional consultation about your health condition. Oriental Medicine Clinic. Constitutional diagnosis and customized prescription. Family medicine. Comprehensive health checkup and lifestyle consultation. Nutritionist. Eating habit improvement consulting. All medical information was written based on latest 2024-2026 research results, but effects may vary depending on individual health conditions. If you have specific diseases or are taking medication, please consume after consulting with medical professionals. My story continues. The 3-month journey. Everyone. Actually, there's a sequel to my story. After experiencing the miraculous changes in the first 7 days, I continued drinking this ginger tea. As of making this broadcast, a total of 3 months have passed. What happened over 3 months? Long-term changes. Weight total. 8.7 kilograms decrease. 82 kilograms. 73.3 kilograms. Waist circumference. Total, 12 centimeters decrease. 94 centimeters, 82 centimeters. Body fat percentage, 28%. 21%. Visceral fat level, 14. 8. But there were more important changes than numbers. Quality of life changes. Morning wake-up completely changed. I naturally wake up at 6 a.m. without an alarm. Work efficiency increased by over 30%. Afternoon slump disappeared. Relationships improved. Less stress means less irritation, and I'm kinder to people. Resumed hobbies. With overflowing energy, I hike on weekends and go out to take photos. Medical expenses decreased. Didn't go to the hospital once in 3 months. Unexpected positive effects. Skin looks 10 years younger. At a class reunion, friends asked, "Hey, what did you eat? Did you go to a dermatologist?" I didn't do anything, but my skin really improved. Concentration returned to my 20s. When reading books, I used to not be able to concentrate for even 30 minutes. But now, 2 hours is easy. Seems like blood supply to the brain improved. Sleep is medicine. Sleep quality improved tremendously. I fall into deep sleep within 5 minutes of lying down. And when I wake up in the morning, I feel completely recharged. Emotional fluctuations disappeared. I used to get angry and stressed over small things, but now my mind is peaceful. Thanks to stabilized serotonin secretion, immunity really improved. When flu was going around and everyone was catching colds, only I stayed healthy. Didn't catch a cold once in 3 months. The most amazing thing. Chain effect of habits. Once the habit of drinking ginger tea formed, other healthy habits naturally followed. Drinking ginger tea in the morning. Stopped skipping breakfast. Body became lighter. Started using stairs. Overflowing with energy. Exercised after work. Exercising. Reduced alcohol and late-night snacks. Getting healthier. Wanted to get even healthier. This is exactly a virtuous cycle. I proved directly that one small habit can change an entire life. My family's changes. Seeing my transformation, family members, one by one, started drinking ginger tea. My wife's changes. My wife suffered from chronic headaches and stiff shoulders. She received physical therapy and took medicine, but it was only temporary. Results after drinking ginger tea for 2 months. Headache frequency decreased 80%. Shoulder stiffness relieved. Menstrual pain reduced. Skin elasticity improved. Weight decreased 3.2 kilograms. My wife has now become a ginger tea evangelist to friends around her. My mother's changes. My 70-year-old mother was taking medication for diabetes and high blood pressure. Results after drinking ginger tea for 3 months. Fasting blood sugar, 145. 118. Blood pressure, 150. 95. 130. 85. Edema decreased. Knee pain relieved. Vitality increased. Her primary doctor said, "Should we try reducing your medication?" She improved that much. My father's changes. After retirement, my father stayed home with lethargy and depression. Results after drinking ginger tea for 2 months. Vitality recovered. Resumed hobbies. Hiking, fishing. Weight decreased 5 kilograms. Sleep quality improved. Positive mindset recovered. These days he joins dawn hiking groups and meets friends again, living a vibrant senior life. The 100-day challenge. Now I want to propose one challenge to you all. 100-day ginger tea challenge. The rules are simple. Drink 1 cup of ginger tea every morning. Keep simple records. Weight, condition, special notes. Once a week, check your changes. After 100 days, compare before-after photos and measurements. Why 100 days? 7 days. You can feel the change. 30 days. It becomes a habit. 100 days. Your life changes. 100 days is the period when almost all cells in our body change. After 100 days, you will literally become a new person. It's easier together. It's hard alone, but easy together. Do it with family. Do it with friends. Do it with colleagues. Encourage each other. Share experiences. Celebrate success. It's okay to fail. Some days you might not be able to drink it. Traveling. Business trip. Too busy. That's okay. Just start again the next day. Don't pursue perfection. Pursue consistency. 70 out of 100 days is success. 80 days is great success. 90 days is life reversal. 7 ways not to fail. Many people start, but can't continue. Why? Let me tell you the methods not to fail that I learned over 3 months. 1. Set up your environment. Don't rely only on willpower. Change your environment. Always stock ginger, cinnamon, lemon. Designate a dedicated pot and cup. Place ginger tea ingredients where easily visible. You'll automatically make ginger tea when you wake up in the morning. 2. Insert into routine. Rather than creating a new habit, add to existing routine. Wash face. Brush teeth. Make ginger tea. Instead of brewing coffee, brew ginger tea. Drink ginger tea while watching morning news. Attaching to actions you're already doing makes habits easier to form. 3. Prepare in advance. Prepare the night before. Pre-slice ginger and store in refrigerator. Prepare cinnamon and lemon next to it. Place pot on gas range. The less you have to do in the morning, the higher the execution probability. 4. Start small. Don't try to be perfect from the start. If ingredient prep is bothersome, start with ginger tea bags. If no time, steep for just 5 minutes. If taste doesn't match, Add more honey. Starting is important. Perfection is a later issue. 5. Keep records. Visually confirm changes. Record weight every morning. Take photos once a week. Measure dimensions once a month. When you see changes, you get motivated. 6. Reward yourself. Celebrate small successes. 7 days achieved. Watch favorite movie. 30 days achieved. Buy new workout clothes. 100 days achieved. Family trip. The brain loves rewards. With rewards, you continue. 7. Be flexible. Adjust to circumstances. While traveling, use ginger tea bags at hotel. On business trip, order ginger tea at cafe. Busy day, drink in evening at least. Not being able to do it 100% perfectly is okay. Even about 80% has sufficient effect. Critical safety reminders. Let me emphasize precautions once more so no problems arise. Never overconsume. Would drinking a lot be better? No! More than 2 cups per day can actually be harmful. More than 20 grams ginger burdens the stomach. Moderation is best. Stop immediately if these symptoms appear. Severe heartburn or stomach pain. Continuous diarrhea. Hives or itching. Heart palpitations. Dizziness or headaches. These symptoms signal that ginger doesn't suit you, or you overdid it. Consult doctor before drinking if you are pregnant, especially early pregnancy. Nursing. Blood disorder patient. Gallstone patient. Surgery scheduled. Taking medication. Safety is top priority. If in doubt, consult a professional. Start gradually. Don't drink strong from the start. Days 1, -3. 5g ginger, weak concentration. Days 4, -7. Gym ginger, medium concentration. Day 8, 10-gram ginger, appropriate concentration. Give your body time to adapt. Final words. Dear everyone, health doesn't come by chance. It's created by small choices, accumulated daily. The ginger tea I shared today is one of those small choices. It's not grandiose. It's not expensive. It's not difficult. Just every morning, 10 minutes, 1 warm cup of ginger tea. Just that can change your life. Like it did for me. Like it did for my family. Like it did for many people I introduced it to. You can do it too. No. You've already started. The fact that you listened to this long broadcast, the way here shows your sincerity about health. Now, only action remains. Tomorrow morning. No, start right now. Go to the market and buy ginger. Come home and make ginger tea, and slowly, with a grateful heart, drink it. Your body will respond. Thank you for properly taking care of me, starting today. A healthy life is a gift. The person deserving to receive that gift is you. Start today. After 100 days, you'll meet a new you. I sincerely wish for everyone's health and happiness. This has been Health Story Information from Detail, Silver Information Plaza. Stay healthy and be happy. If this broadcast was helpful, please subscribe and like. Please share this video with precious people around you who need health. If you share your ginger tea experiences in the comments, it will help many more people. I'll meet you in the next broadcast with more beneficial health information. Thank you.